Because I can't help myself. He's a very skilled vocalist. I just want to show you that. He's creative in all of those things, but just deeply skilled, technically. Is this Zhou Shen's song?
Oh, that I don't know.
昨天的身影在眼前，昨天的话消响耳边，无声的岁月飘然去，心中的温情涌。
Like, so tender, so
It's
lovely.
amazing.
Oh, you won't believe who the original singer was for this song.
Who?
Remember the guy that I called the voice of the emperor? He does like the.
Oh, yeah! Really? Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
That's the guy.
But is his rendition obviously much different than this?
Very different.
Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, they interpret each other's stuff like mad.
不见。
Wow.
跟着你走到天边，挽着手，直到永远。沿着那岁。
I'd say Zhou Shen is an artist that fools me. And by that I mean I'm constantly explaining to singers and artists that it is their job to manipulate their voice in such a way that helps the audience feel certain things. But I've caught myself more than once saying about him, you know what? I think this song, he really is really feeling this song. He's really connected to this song. And that's something that I kind of poke fun of people saying when I perform. Like, they'll say to me, I could really feel you. I think you were almost crying. I could tell that you were almost crying. And I'm always like, ha, ha, ha. The audience doesn't understand.
Yeah.
But he's an artist who I'm like, Jay, I think this time he might be almost crying.
Oh, yeah.
He's so connected and uses his voice. He's very, very masterful manipulator of his voice to help us feel emotion.
Oh yeah.
月留下的路，相会在如愿的昨天。
I'm surprised Zhou Shen isn't doing some like operatic. What? Han Hong?
Yeah.
Yes? Actually, it's funny. When I first saw Zhou Shen, I said she. And when I first saw Han Hong, I said he.
And that's how this show is fun, because if I fill her with all the details, if we do homework, then there's no such fun.
No, he lets me be embarrassed live. This reminds me of "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" from
Yes,
The Lion
yeah.
King.
I kept hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that-
the melody kind of.
It's very Disney.
Very Disney,
It's
but in
beautiful.
production, in chord progression,
Yes.
in
Yeah,
melody
yeah, yeah,
lines.
yeah.
It's very.
Yeah, sparkly. Yeah.
挽着手，直到永远。沿
this is another bad pick.
You
In my
think so?
opinion. No, not because it's bad, but he's not doing his typical Zhou Shen things.
What do you mean by
I mean,
that?
he's not, usually in the middle of the song, he'll flex and he'll go into like this ridiculous operatic thing and hit these notes that are higher than I can sing. But whatever. I guess you'll just have to come back another time. But this is.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yes.
Okay, as a male vocalist, this is. I don't know if it's impossible, but it is incredibly difficult for pretty much
The average, yeah.
Like
He's a very special artist in that for sure, but also when you see more Chinese singers, he's a real standout for a plethora of reasons in my opinion.
Right.
But also, regardless Chinese singer or not, I do think that he's a very special, emotive singer that we
Yeah.
don't see a ton of in a lifetime. Like, he's really special.
Yeah.
Again, I've watched him a lot, so I might sound like a little bit melodramatic,
Oh
but
no!
he's really special.
I think from so far, I feel he's very intentional with every little detail.
He is.
And just when you think you kind of notice, like, oh, you notice his pattern, he does something a little different, but not distracting. It's just wow.
Yes, and I know that you've noticed other times today registration where a singer is more resonant or less resonant or more, head voice or more bassy or chesty. And as you see, he does tend to use that floaty sound more, but he is so capable and constantly is flawlessly moving, in my
Yeah.
opinion, like little tiny register deviations.
Yeah.
He just fascinates me.
Yeah, he even went down a little bit there. Where
Right
opened
now.
up, right?
Yes, right now.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped it actually. Yes. Lastly, I'm sorry guys, I just want to say one more thing to Gab. Many Chinese artists have what I now know is a more common and enjoyed deep vibrato.
Oh yeah.
So he is one of a very smallish handful of Chinese singers that has a more Western sounding vibrato, which appeals to me personally. Although I have heard him do a more traditional, deeper sounding vibrato, but this is typically what he does, which is why when I first was starting to listen to these videos, I was like, who's this? This is more familiar to me in that department.
Yeah.
Look at the staging. Key change.
Use that a lot.
Delightful.
Wow.
Well, thanks for checking out one of my faves.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. I've never heard anyone like that actually.
He's really unique.
I love the gentleness. I really obviously respect and appreciate just his unique register that he works in. It is very challenging. Yeah, as a male singer, like
His physical instrument is clearly different than
his
most
physicality,
males,
right?
yes.
Like it's wild.
But he actually is very agile.
And that's the other thing. Sorry, so not to dwell too much on like, oh yeah, he can sing high and it's very beautiful, but it's the intention. It's just so intentional all the way through.
To me, he's like Celine Dion. Like he's a vocalist that you're like, whew.
Yeah.
Like they're making, you're right, a lot of decisions. Nothing is like happenstance. It is raw and honest, but not raw in that it's like, bah! It's like, I'm going to put this right where I dream it to be.
It's interesting because this isn't, I don't know, to me this doesn't come across as a show-offy song.
No, that's what I was saying. Jay, what the hell?
She wants me to find something to show
No,
off.
but no. I'm just saying
it's fine.
I can hear how this isn't like
We will.
never sing it.
We will have you back,
Yeah.
and he will have prepared something
Yeah.
that I
That's
know.
crazier.
Yeah, because he does insane stuff. But you know what? In some ways, is really nice actually to have someone appreciate the beauty of him without it being the crazy shit, because that's one of my pet peeves actually. Is some of our audience, I feel, is always looking for insane riffs, insane range, insane things, but Zhou Shen is beautiful regardless of the insane. So maybe this was a fine introduction.
I like that, and I highly appreciate it. So
well, thank you.
Thanks,
and thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Want to know the secret of how singers make a song sound so emotional?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
They switch registration. They move through different places in their voice, just like we do in everyday life when we're laughing, talking, crying, yelling, screaming, grieving, all the things. For example, somewhere. Do you notice how I'm going from a thicker, more spoken place, to an airy place where I might cry? Where? I'm going from chest voice to an airy falsetto. You're gonna try. So first, talk or yell this note, kind of aggressive. Some. Now I want you to float up to this higher note in the place where we sigh or cry. Ha, where, ha. Again, somewhere. Let's put them together. Somewhere. Notice how I'm hanging out on the M. Somewhere. And then popping up on the vowel of where. Somewhere. Can you hear and feel the emotion you're baking in with this technique? If not, keep trying.